Um, so I want to talk about. Oops, sorry. Trying to get the photo. Trying to get this good photo. Um, I want to talk about why do I call myself Jonnyism. I don't think people get it. You know what I mean? A lot of people think maybe it's like a joke or something. I was serious. Like I have an old video. It's not on this channel. It was on like an old channel of mine. But basically, in a nutshell, I don't want to be wasting you guys' time. I'm just trying to get to the main point of the video here. I do have speech. I do have thinking and speech issues where I kind of beat around the bush. I don't know why. I've always been tangential and circumstantial in my speech, my thinking and speech. I don't know why, but um, Johnnyism used to be it started off as a religion, and I still have that video somewhere offline. Maybe I can upload it or something. I don't know. It might weird people out because it sounds kind of cultish, even though it's not a cult. Because I'm not recruiting people. I don't want people to freak out. But it started off as like a religion of mine. I'm not. It's not like the other religions or the other cults where it gets kind of confusing on how do you define a religion versus a cult. The lines get kind of blurry because they both kind of do the same thing. There's a lot of religions that kind of recruit people kind of in a way. Now maybe not as severe as a cult. Like I'm not gonna name any religions or anything, but there are sorry, trying to zoom in on my face here. So I don't want this to be video because doing videos takes up a lot of gigabyte space, whereas these audio videos are less gigabyte space, megabytes basically. So sorry if I'm not on the camera speaking, but religions don't forcefully recruit people, so it's not like religion's not a cult. Um, Cults are worse though. Cults are they forcefully, try to get people to join and stuff like that. Um, you know what I mean? And cults are kind of smaller in number too. Usually they have a leader and stuff like that. But what I'm trying to get at is that Johnnyism was not like that. Johnnyism was it's my thing, and basically technically kind of like my thing only. But if people want to join the belief system, that's fine. I don't know if people would feel comfortable joining a religion named after me. Even though there's other Johnnies out there, I was thinking about naming it after my last name, but I don't want people to know about my last name. Um, I just kind of the reason, but then I turned it into a band. It's still kind of my religion, but I turned it into a band because I had Gnostic Mind Train was my original band, and then it was Morphinoid Femboid, which I made remixes of that on this channel. Some Morphinoid Femboid remixes on here. MARFANB, no, like like the planet Mars, like MARFANOID. You know, uh, Femboid, FEMBOID. You know what I mean? I mean, you can find it on on my channel. How to spell it, shit like that. I probably misspelt it because I can't think straight right now. I don't want this video to be too long. That's why I'm trying to hurry up here. But then I wanted to make a third band because I got tired of doing Gnostic Mind Train. And sorry about the hiccups. Well, Reverb Nation kind of had a limit to how much I could upload. Same thing with SoundCloud. And then Morphinoid Femboid was the same thing. Morphinoid Femboid does not have a Reverb Nation, but it does have a SoundCloud, and I reached the limit with that. So I'm like, fuck, I gotta create like a new band or something. I mean, I technically could have continued Gnostic and Morphinoid, but I decided no, let me make a third band. Because Gnostic was like experimental electronic metals. I don't know. Gnostic Mind Train was probably the most diverse band that I've ever been into. And it was also a YouTube channel, but I deleted it because of haters and stuff like that. I don't look. You can look up Gnostic Mind Train at your own risk, but I would prefer you don't, because there was a group of people that was writing bullshit stories about me and making up shit. And then they were taking true events of my life and making it some dramatic trolling fest. So I basically deleted Gnostic Mind Train. There's a guy recently, fuck it. Shout out to Isolate 937. He recently mentioned me in a video. He mentioned my old username and stuff like that. Now I gotta say one thing. I don't mind that. That was totally fine. Um, I'm just glad that Isolate 937 didn't tag it in his description, Gnostic Mind Train, and I used to go by School of Down 22. I'm glad he didn't tag that in the description because I'm actually trying to get away from my. That's the whole point. That's the reason why those channels don't exist anymore. That's the reason why I changed my username to get away from my past. I know I understand some people change their usernames because they don't like it, but for me, the reason why those channels are gone is because there was some stuff on there that I didn't like, and there were some people associating with me that I didn't like, and they didn't like me, and they were causing drama. That's the reason why. I don't know. I don't know if I want to tag Isolate 937 in this video or not. I might just comment on one of his videos and let him know that I mentioned him in a video. I might just click on a random video of his and let him know that I mentioned him in this video. Because this video is going to be titled, what is it going to be titled? Something about, something, why do I call myself Jonnyism or something like that? I don't know. But I appreciate the shout out, you know what I mean? Um, Not saying get rid of the video, not saying that. Keep the video up. I love your video, Isolated. It's just, you know, just as long as people don't tag my old usernames and shit like that in the description or in the title, that's fine. I just don't want people trying to connect Johnnyism with my old usernames because I'm trying to move on from my past mistakes. In fact, I kind of do want to make a video maybe about I want to make a video explaining why I like this Johnnyism channel more than my other channels. I kind of want to actually make a video explaining why I like this channel more. Now I'm kind of getting off topic here, and I don't want to say too much about that because that will defeat the whole purpose of that future possible video. Basically, yeah, I gotta keep my voice down. But basically, just to end this video before it gets too long, I call myself Johnny to get the main point. I call myself Johnnyism because I disagree, and I'm not trying to cause any controversy whatsoever. If you like having a label or labels, that's you. But I am just, for me, I'm sick of labels. Like, I don't mean necessarily in general, but for me. Well, kind of both, but for me. All my life I tried figuring out, like what is my religion? I used to be a Catholic, and I don't agree with that anymore. I used to be a theistic Satanist. There's two different kinds of Satanism. There's theistic Satanism, and then there's atheistic Satanism, like Anton LaVey and the Satanic Temple and all that stuff. I didn't agree with that. I never really agreed with atheism. I wanted to be more of a traditional spiritual kind of like Satanist, and I was into that for a little bit. It's kind of ironic because Isolate 937 said he was talking about schizotypal personality disorder. And he said, back in his day, there was not many videos about that topic, like about 10 years ago in 2017 or whatever. And nowadays, when he looks up schizotypal, his videos about schizotypal from 2017 and shit like that, or whatever the year was, they don't pop up as the top searches anymore. Um, that's how I felt with theistic Satanism and spiritual Satanism. My videos would pop up. I don't know about the top page, but my videos would pop up, and Venus Satanist would pop up, and I think she still does pop up. But now you got new people joining theistic Satanism and spiritual Satanism. You got new people joining that like 10 years later. Because I used to make videos about spiritual Satanism or traditional Satanism, however you want to call it. It goes by different names. I used to make videos about that religion like about 10 years ago, like 2015, I think, or I don't know. I don't remember exactly. And now if you look it up, well, obviously I took down my videos, so obviously they're not up. But if they were still up, they would just get buried. They would probably get buried. Even in my, because I made videos about theistic Satanism on School Down 22 and Gnostic Mind Train. And actually, with Gnostic Mind Train, my theistic Satanism videos were getting kind of buried by other people's videos. I'm trailing off topic here, but I'm not a theistic Satanist anymore. I'm not into Satanism anymore. You can kind of see the satanic influences I had in my music videos, but I'm not really into that anymore. I've been through so many different religions. A lot of it's rare religions. I still relate to spiritualism, and spiritism. I still relate to those two religions, but well, spiritism because they believe in ghosts and reincarnation. But I don't agree with the Jesus Christ aspect. I'm not big into Jesus Christ. I can't prove that he's the son of God or not. I don't know. Um, I like spiritualism because it doesn't have that Jesus aspect, but it doesn't have reincarnation, which kind of sucks because I believe in reincarnation. I believe in ghosts more than reincarnation. Basically, This is why I started Jonnyism, because I don't really agree with any specific religious religion. But it goes beyond that. It goes with politics too, like Democrat and Republican. Like this is just I'm speaking from an American perspective here, but I don't really agree with the two ring circus clown show that we have in America of red versus blue, no matter who, this left and right bullshit. I don't agree with that. When I had a vote, I actually chose independent because I don't really agree with these two whatever. I don't know. This is just American, politics. You know what I mean. Yeah. So, and I'm not trying to get too controversial here, and I don't want people to get this the wrong way, but even when it comes to mental health labels, diagnoses, like with schizotypal, I don't think I was even truly diagnosed with that. I know Isolate 937. He said that he started his channel. It's not supposed to. This video is supposed to be about me, not him. But he. Maybe I can turn on my video. It's probably too late now. Yeah, maybe you could see me a little bit in the video. It's too late now. I'm 12 minutes in. And I'm already filming my face. Whatever. As you got two of me now. That's so cool. Um, yeah, Isolate 937 started off his YouTube channel because he got influenced by LS because he was diagnosed with schizotypal personality disorder, and he was watching other people that had that disorder, which influenced him to start his channel. And he met some cool people on the way, including me and some other people. I'm surprised he didn't bring up Jasper Justa Jensen. I'm surprised he didn't bring him up, but he brung me up, and he brung up other people. That he didn't bring up Universa though. I guess because I don't think he knows about Universa. He doesn't go by that username anymore though. A lot of these people I cut out. I cut out of my life. I cut them out of my life. A lot of these people like Jasper and Universa. I don't hate them or anything. It's just we have different wave frequencies. I sound like Universa right now. The colorful magical. No, but yeah, we just have different wavelengths now. A lot of these people have changed. I don't have any beef with any of these people or anything, but what I'm trying to get at is that I don't think I was ever schizotypal. It was only brought up by one psychiatrist, and she never even said I had it. And the only reason why she brought it up is because of me, actually, because I told her about my School Down 22 YouTube channel, and she saw I made a video about schizotypal, and she's like, "Oh, you have schizotypal?" And I'm like, "No, but I think I might have it." She's like, "Okay." But she never really confirmed if I had it or not. So it was probably never even diagnosed and written on my paperwork or digital document or whatever. I don't think it ever was at any point in time. Borderline might have been maybe because they're recommending me DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy, but I never went. So borderline may have been written down at one point, but the only diagnosis that I've ever gotten was autism for some reason. Everyone in the mental health field thinks I have autism. I don't really agree with that. People with autism are very logical and mathematical, some of them, and I don't agree with that. I'm very illogical in my thinking. The dish has moved on its own. I think it's a ghost, and I think my sleep paralysis is actually paranormal now. I'm starting to look it up, and I'm trying to find a group of people that believe in that. And there's not many people, if any, there's not many people that believe that sleep paralysis is a paranormal thing. It's a demon thing. A lot of people say the sleep paralysis demon. A lot of people say that in a tongue-in-cheek, joking kind of way. I only found a couple people that believe that they're edging on the possibility of it being a paranormal thing. But there's not many people that believe that. A lot of people do really think that it's just all mental. Um, and I wish there was more people that believed that it was paranormal. In fact, I wish there was actually like a group, like not necessarily a cult or religion, but I wish there was like a conspiracy theory group out there or something that believes that yes, these are actually demons or spirits invading our dreams and stuff. You know, because I can't breathe when I'm sleeping and I can't move sometimes and I see things when I'm sleeping and hear things and shit like that. I don't know if Isolated 937, I don't know if he's gonna get this far in the video, but I don't know if he thinks that sleep hallucinations, I don't know if he thinks that those are paranormal. I do. The hypnopompic and hypnogonkic, I don't know how you pronounce it, those hallucinations upon sleeping and waking up. It's not a sign of schizophrenia, but I think it might be paranormal. I don't know. I'm gonna shut off this camera. The reason why I call myself Jonnyism is I don't agree with autism. I don't agree with any really. I was diagnosed with schizoaffective at one point. That was true. Bipolar. This was before I started hearing voices, though. I was only having visions at the time of shadow people and ghosts and stuff like that. But I never really agreed with that because I never really had the voices. I mean, visual hallucinations only is not really schizophrenia. That sounds more like delirium or something, or an eye problem or something. But I never really agreed with the when I say I'm not, I'm at the point in my life right now where I don't feel comfortable identifying as autistic, even though I clinically am. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm self-diagnosed or anything like that. Um, I don't feel comfortable saying I am autistic. I don't even feel comfortable saying I have autism. I don't really feel comfortable saying that. That is not to say I'm not saying I don't have autistic traits at all. I'm not saying that. Um, and I might get interrupted, and in case I do, I might have to pause this. I apologize. Sorry for that little advertisement. I'm just joking. But um, yeah, I don't even feel it. I don't even like saying I'm autistic or I have autism. I don't even like saying that. Um, you know, because I don't agree. I know it's a spectrum, but I just don't agree. But at the same time, though, I'm definitely not denying that I have. I'm not denying I have autistic traits. Like I'll always definitely admit to that. Like I definitely have autistic traits. Like I'll never deny that. And it's not like I'm fully in denial and it's like nope, no autism, no autistic traits, no nothing like that. It's not like I'm saying that. Like I do definitely have autistic traits. It's just I don't know if it's autism. Same thing with ADHD and schizotypal and even schizoaffective. I have those traits, but I don't know if I truly am. Because it's been a very long time since I heard voices. I haven't heard voices since January, and the voices never really tell me anything bad. They just call my name outside my head, and then the voices inside my head are a little bit more diverse. But I don't know. I do want to end this video before it gets a little bit too long. I think this is getting a little bit too long. Maybe I'll make a part two or something. But the reason why I call myself Jonnyism is, and if you want to, because a lot of people with autism are identity first language. I don't agree with that. I'm a person first language. I want to put my person first before the illness or the disability or whatever. In fact, I don't even think I'm that. I think I might be spirit first language. Because I'm putting my spirit first. Because I believe that I'm not a human having a spiritual experience. I'm a spirit having a human experience. You know what I mean? That I'm not even like fully human. I'm mostly a spirit. I'm the atoms and stuff. I'm made out of water and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And atoms. And all those I don't know, all those quirks and features. There's a guy that likes doing car reviews, and he always says, "Oh, I'm gonna look at the quirks and the features of this cool car." But before this video gets a little bit too long, because it's stretching the 20-minute mark, I'm just me. I'm just Jonnyism. That's me. That's my illness. I have Johnny syndrome. I just kind of don't fit anywhere. Not even with the misfits. Not even with the outcasts. Like my chromosome 17 p13.3 duplication song. I forgot what the lyrics were, but basically I said in that song, I don't even fit in with the outcasts. You know what I mean? Like I don't even like even for the people that are weird and different. I don't even feel like I fit into those people. Like I'm not weird enough to be schizotypal. I'm not logical to be autistic. Yeah, I don't have issues reading nonverbal. I mean, you saw the video. I can read people. There's a video that I have called "I Can Read People." It's a test. It's an online test. It's a facial recognition, what was it? Facial expression reading body language test I took on the internet. I did good. In fact, I did overly good. It was above average that I can read faces. So this is proof that I may have never been autistic because I never really had issues reading faces. And I used to be afraid of facial expressions because I always felt like people were judging me. Now, how can I be autistic, which makes you inability to read facial expressions? If I was afraid of facial expressions, I think I just have social anxiety. So this is why I call myself. Basically, this is called it's my band. It's my religion. This is who I truly am. Jonnyism is my everything. It's my religion. It's my politics. It's my mental illness. It's my physical illness. I don't even fit into any physical illness. I got Marfan syndrome traits and homocystinuria symptoms, but I don't have true homocystinuria though, because I don't have the CBS gene. If you don't know what homocystinuria is, I made videos about that. Um, well, I think only one, or I don't know. I don't even truly have that kind of in a way because, like, I don't have the gene for homocystinuria, and I don't have some of the symptoms. I don't have knock knees. This isn't the hard knock life. You know what I mean? I don't have those weird knees that people with that problem have. No offense. And I don't have lens dislocations of any because Marfan people with Marfan syndrome and homocystinuria they have lens dislocations. I don't have that, and I don't have I never had an aortic dissection. I don't have an aortic aneurysm to my knowledge. I don't have any history of heart attack or stroke, so I kind of don't really fit anywhere with my physical illness either. My physical illnesses. This is why I call myself Jonnyism. I don't agree with the psychiatric field when they try to diagnose me. At one point, a doctor thought I was a sociopath, antisocial personality disorder. It's kind of ridiculous that these psychiatrists just want to slap these labels on me. Apparently, I have an IQ of 74. I got BIF, borderline intellectual functioning. And that might not even be accurate. I think it is accurate because it explains why I can't get a job and I can't move out and I'm 30 years old. So yeah, I don't know. I'll make a part two if I have to. But yeah, I call myself Johnnyism because I don't agree with any other label. Not a goth, not an emo, I'm just Johnny, I don't know.